Hi, Cancer. This is Just with your August 2016 reading. I hope that you're having an enjoyable month so far. If this does not resonate with you, go back and check the other signs as it relates to your sun, moon, or rising. Energies change all the time, and so if you resonate last week or last month, you're not necessarily resonating this month or this week, go back and check the other signs, and that may give you more clarity and it may resonate with you more. Also, I do provide personal readings. I was asked if I do. I've been getting that message. So at the beginning of this video, there's always a notice of how to contact me. Also, it's in the description box below if you would like to contact me for a reading. I'd be more than happy to set up a consultation with you. So, with that being said, let's get into your reading. Now, I see some of my cancers are definitely going through a spiritual test. You know, it's a lot of, you're being tested right now. There's a lot of power struggles going on in your life. Okay. There's a lot of internal struggles going on in your life. You do have Capricorn opposing your sun sign. And this is particularly for my cancers that have a sun or moon or both sign. You have Capricorn, which is your opposite sign, opposing you, those energies. And it's being transited by Pluto at this time. So I'm sensing and I'm getting a lot from the Cancer readings that it's a lot of power struggles with you guys in the workplace, in your personal life, within your own self, gaining your power, taking your power back, claiming your power. I see that there's a lot of conflict with that. Okay. So there's a lot that's going on right now that is challenging you or asking you to really take the reins and make some real definitive life changing actions and decisions in your life. Okay. A lot of these oppositions I feel that are happening to you is forcing you to make a decision to move in one direction or another. Okay. So I see again that for some of my cancers, I feel like the month of June was a very creative month for some cancers. Maybe if you were having, like, if your work life is very stressful or it's very challenging right now, I feel like you guys are using your creative juices as an outlet to balance your mental stability for some of you. And so some of you could have brushed off your creative writing book, or you have taken fabric and pulled out your sewing machine, a lot of different things, started to buy cookbooks. But I feel like you guys are tapping into your creative juices, which comes so natural to you guys, to kind of like balance these opposing energies that you're facing with other people. Okay. Because I do see that there's been some confusion, or there will be some confusion at the workplace. Okay. I feel like in July, for some of you, life could have been good. Like the workplace, the office, things, people were on the same page. People were being more accommodating to one another. It was a lot more peace. Children could have been a big focus in the month of June for some cancers. There are people taking vacations, and for some people they call it holiday. So maybe it's not that many people around, and so the energy has been kind of positive and very balanced. And then when people are coming back, they've been on vacation, so for the first couple of days to first couple of weeks, everyone's kind of nice and happy to be back and sharing their adventures and that whatnot. So I do see that there was a lot of give and take equally in the workplace, but it seems like there's been something, or there will be something that will come back. Some conflict that you've had in the workplace, it's coming back. Some challenges that you guys have had that you possibly thought that you've resolved is actually going to be coming back in the month of August. Okay. You're going to possibly be feeling like you're not really sure what's going on, how to fix this, how do we go about getting to a better place? How do we remedy the situation? You don't have all the answers. There's things that are not being made clear to you. Um, Even though I feel like some of you, at least definitely those of you that's in a position of authority, you would try to get down to the bottom of a circumstance and situation because you're feeling very controlled by this situation. Like, it could be employees at the workplace that there's just this, it could be a scandal. It could be a scandal, something that could have been some mumbles and then it turned into this, like now it's like company known, or HR has gotten involved, something that has kind of spilled over and it's gotten bigger than what you anticipated it being, and then you trying to get down to the bottom of the situation is posing a challenge. You may have people that are being very protective of what they want to expose or share. You may have people that are being opposing you. So they're trying to find out very clever ways that they can hide information, that they can kind of put a fake put a veil over the truth, gloss over the truth. I feel like there is this deep seething, like something in like, and I'm speaking to my cancers that's in authority at the workplace, okay? And you're trying to get down to a bottom of a scandal, if you will. I feel like there is just some things, and like you're like, we don't have the full story here. You're gonna keep digging and digging and digging and trying to get down to the bottom of a situation, okay? Because I feel like your inner being is saying that no, this thing is more sinister than what you're letting on. This thing is more involved than what you're letting on. I feel like also for some of my cancers, some of you are wanting to, leave your work environment. Okay. But it's been a process with you trying to move on to the next place. Like there's been a lot of steps that you've had to go through to get to the next phase of a particular job. There's been an extensive background check. There's just been constant review. There's been a slow pace, like news has been coming through, but when it comes through, it's like, okay, we need to know this information. We need this information. We need to go to this next step. So there's a lot of steps, and you're feeling bound by, confined rather, or in a sense, you're feeling stuck in the current position that you're in, because that, well, I'm not going to just up and leave my job, even though I'm diligently looking for stuff. And I feel like, it's starting to make you feel as though you don't know exactly when this will be an end. Okay. When this is going to come to an end. Okay. For those of you that have no, you're not taking on a managerial supervisory role, then it could just be conflict at the workplace. Be very careful with the way that, you're exchanging words and reacting, or you're reacting to others. Be very careful with that, because I do see that there's a possibility that tempers can flare, and what seems to be something that you're asking, and just all honesty, you're trying to, get some information. Someone can go off the handle on you and go off the rails, or they can go to HR and report you, or I feel like there's like things being said about you behind the scenes that you're not aware of. Okay. Someone trying to defame your character, slander you. Someone could possibly just be lying, trying to make it seem like you're doing things that you're not, you're saying things that you haven't. So I do see that there's an element of deceit in the month of August as it relates to the workplace. So be very careful about that. Okay. The good thing is that I feel like that is like the first part, or maybe the first week, or the first week and a half to 2 weeks into August. So that's something that could be going on right now for you guys. And by like mid-August, it's going to start to flesh out. And there's going to be someone, possibly an earth sign, someone that is very like pleasant. She could be someone that's very fair. She could be someone that is very practical. Okay. I feel like she is going to be very prominent in your life for the remainder of August. Okay. I do also see that this could be you taking on a more reflective stance in your money, in your decisions of where you need to go further. I feel like the beginnings of the month is going to definitely pose a challenge for my cancers. There will be some disruption, some fallout, some conflict at the beginning of the month. And I feel like that is going to be the catalyst to you guys really, excuse me, you guys really reflecting and making practical decisions as far as where you need to be to take on your next step. And I've been saying this to you guys for months. It seems like since April. Well, no, not since April, but it seems like since May. Yes, since I think I want to say since May, there's just been this constant element of you guys needing to make decisions, having to make decisions, wanting to make decisions. But then as you're moving forward, things are not materializing. Um, Things are not coming to fruition, if you will. Uh, so I do see that there is definitely going to be a new beginning. Okay, that's happening. There's a new beginning. It's afoot. It's coming. Okay, I feel like toward the ending part of this month, like the middle part of August and going into the next 2 months, I feel like you guys are going to be making plans. Okay, so for those of you that are at the brink, okay, I feel like this last thing is going to be the last straw for some of my cancers, and you're going to start to really put your plan in place to move forward. Okay, some of you could be leaving your locale. Okay, some of you could be leaving your locale. Some of you could be traveling. So I do see that there could be possible travel. Just be very careful with your car. Make sure that you double, triple check your cars, your mechanical items, because we do have Mercury retrograding toward the end of August. Okay, but it's shadowing, I believe, a couple of weeks prior to that. So just be very mindful of your vehicle, all of your electronics and mechanicals, because there could be some disruption in those areas as well. So be very careful about that. And if you're taking a trip, be mindful of the culture, the state that's like where you're going, the state that that country is in right now. Be mindful of that. Be mindful of the travel time, see if there's been delays and that sort of thing. So just be, I feel just be very mindful with that. But there's definitely a new beginning afoot for you guys. And some of you, I do see that there's going to be a really good, so when you move on to this new opportunity, and I feel like things are really going to start shifting for some of my cancers within the next 2 months. Okay. There's definitely going to be a lot of progress for you guys within the next 2 months. I do see that you will be dealing with someone that is quite, again, this energy, this plutonic, I feel more plutonic energy, a person that could be a Scorpio, Aries, Taurus, Leo, or Capricorn. And I'm still focusing on the work sphere. This could be someone that, although I feel like you guys have a natural connection, but the person has a lot of authority, a lot of authority. So for those of my cancers that have authority, I feel like eventually you guys will definitely get down to the bottom of a situation and you'll regain control over the situation. And if with that fallout I was explaining, for those of you that applies to and can relate to that, if there was some type of fallout or some scandal that it involves two people, because there will be two significant people that I feel will there will be some type of fallout and conflict that it will affect others. Okay, but it's concerning them. There will be a coming together and getting on the same page and being able to kind of get over this situation. And I feel like you're gonna be sitting pretty. So just be allow whatever needs to come out to come out. Don't stress yourself. Do your due diligence, go through your steps as you need to, go through all of your protocol and your, your processes and your questions and all of that stuff. But know that, whatever is hidden, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. Okay. Others of you, I feel like for starting something new, like a new company, going someplace new, you may be finding yourself getting an opportunity where you are the person of authority. Okay. But I feel like that's not something that's going to land on your lap. It's something that you're going to make a decision within the next 2 months. Okay. To say, I'm now going to, decide to be a manager. Or I want to be a supervisor. Or I want to dot, dot, dot. Okay. Some of you may even decide to want to start your own business, and you may want to partner up with someone else, perhaps a fire sign, so Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. And I also was thinking Pisces or Taurus, so it could be that as well. And it's going to be a good pairing. Okay. I feel like even though there'll be another person, you'll have authority over the situation, or the person will have authority. It's going to be one person that has authority over the situation, even though there'll be two people. Okay. But you'll still be happy. You'll still be satisfied. Okay. Now, as it relates to love, I feel like some of you guys are, dealing with a past relationship. Okay. I feel like this relationship is very karmic. It's something that's very hard for you to let go. It's something that the person could have possibly come back. So this could be an air sign. Okay, Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. It doesn't have to be this person, but they take on more of the air-like qualities. But I do see that this person could be coming back in haste. Like, I don't know how you guys ended the situation. Okay, it seems like you guys ended, and the end was on a good note. Okay, but I feel like this person is coming back in haste. All right. And they're coming with a story, it seems, that just seems to you half baked. You're like, no. Everything inside of you is just saying, no, no. I don't believe it, and no. And here we go again, right? So the story seems half baked. They really are coming in really fast, like out of nowhere, okay? You may hear, but that they're having some type of trouble. They could be having car trouble themselves. They could have had, having trouble, although they were trying to come very quickly. For some of you, it's going to be a delay in them getting to you. So some of you could have had plans with your ex, or plans with someone close to you, and there was a delay in them being able to get to you. Okay. Or they had car trouble. It was just some mechanical problems that they were having, electrical problems that they were having. Okay. Synchronicities being a problem. Okay. And I feel like what they're telling you, like, they're coming and they're trying to explain everything. They're trying to give you every little bit of detail, and you're just like, no, I don't believe it. I don't feel like you're telling me the truth, Although I don't think that you're necessarily going to share that with them, but you're going to feel deep down inside that you just don't feel like they're being 100% honest with you. For some of you, it could be them that are coming and asking you a bunch of questions, like, what happened to you? Why haven't I heard from you? And, just wanting you to fill these holes that they feel like, they haven't been able to get an answer to, because with an air sign, if you don't articulate things to them, and if you do not, explain things to them, you will literally drive them crazy. And for some of you, I feel like you're doing it as a tactic. Like, I'm going to keep some things from you because I'm going to drive you crazy, because I know it does drive you crazy. And I feel like they're going to try their best to get down to the bottom of the situation, because they're thinking that, they just don't have all the answers. But I feel like this person, if they're someone from your past, this is a very strong bond. Okay, it's a karmic tie. It's a very strong bond. It's something, or if it's not, anything negative, and you guys have a long-standing marriage or relationship, and it's healthy. I don't see anything here. Well, let me not speak too quick, but I feel like you guys are like, we're going nowhere. That type. Like, we've been through everything together. You know, and although you may feel like, what, you're just getting this sense that there's some things that your mate is hiding, and you may be asking them certain things to try to sift out the truth. And you're feeling like, oh, he always does this or she always does this when they're lying. Or, it's like catching a child's hand in the cookie jar, so to speak. So you may be assuming that they're lying, and they may not be. They just may be, the way that they maybe normally would react to a thing is not the way that they're reacting. And so you're interpreting it to be something other than what it is. Okay. And because you have these very strong, intense feelings for this person, I feel like it could be giving you, it could be communicating to you, meaning your own feelings could be communicating to you in a way that makes you want to question your relationship. Okay. Um, if you guys are planning a trip, again, going back to what I said earlier, be very careful about what you're planning. Be very careful. I mean, and I stress this, be very careful about your phones and your computers, laptops, tablets, all these things. Be very mindful. I feel like definitely with um, eclipses, the eclipse that's going to be happening in Aquarius. It's going to be quite interesting. And then we're having Mercury retrograde shadow. So there's going to be a lot of breakdown with the electronics. Be very mindful about your cars and, even, plane travel and stuff like that. Just be very, careful. Okay. I don't know how much you can be careful with a plane. Once you're in it, you're in it. But, yeah, just be mindful. I feel it's more not so much planes as it is, your cars and your electronics. So be mindful of that. But I see here, as it relates to relationships, there is definitely, you need to find out, for those of you that feel, again, there's some things that's being kept from you in the dark. You've been asking questions you don't know. It's, the advice is for you to really start to make a decision. I feel like there's choices that you can make and that are there for you to make. I feel like there's been choices for you to make. For those of my Cancers that's been in the work sphere, and you're looking, or you've wanted to possibly leave, but you've not had an opportunity to leave, ask yourself if you've been doing everything you need to do to actually leave. Or, really write out for you a plan. And you guys are really good at writing plans and sticking to them, of what it is that you want in this relationship. How is it supposed to look to you? What is it realistically for you now? And what you want to do, because there will be you needing to make a decision within the next 2 months. Okay. For some of you, there is a threesome situation. I feel like it's coming more from Cancers, but it can be from your mate as well. So if you know for a fact that it's not you, it could possibly be from your mate. But I feel like it's coming more from my Cancers, that they need to make, and I don't feel like for some of you, it's an actual threesome. For some of you, it is, I want to leave my marriage and I want to start a new life by myself. Okay. But even in that's a two decision. Like, okay, so are you going to leave? Are you going to start something for yourself? Okay. So first you have to decide, are you going to leave? Yes, I'm going to leave. Okay. Now what are you going to do? How are you going to start things for yourself? But I feel like for a lot of Cancers, there's this two factor, if that makes any sense. It's two things that you kind of really need to focus on and that you really need to come to terms with. Okay. So going back to this threesome, for some of you, your mate could possibly be with a earth sign, Taurus, Capricorn, or a Virgo woman. Okay. This could be someone that came back to you, though. It could be an earth sign that has come back to you. And your mate is asking and questioning you and you're trying to, cover your tracks as much as possible. I don't see the out and out, just like I don't have the Seven of Swords and I don't see out and out deceit, but do see that there is an element of a veil, like you're putting a veil over a situation, or at least you're trying to put a veil over a situation as best as possible. I feel like there could be a lot of late night phone calls, talks on the phone late night that will kind of bring some things to light. So if you really want to talk about things, I feel like you should talk at night. I feel like, especially as the moon becomes more full, you'll start, you'll be getting pieces and pieces of information throughout the month until we get to like a full moon, I feel, or till definitely this eclipse come. And then there can be just like balls to the wall, a lot of things being kind of like fleshed out, if you will. Okay. But I do see here that there is definitely, so, okay, going back to this threesome, because I think I kind of veered off a little bit. Some of you, I feel like with this person coming in out of the blue and they're questioning you and dot, dot, dot. I feel like some of you guys, although you know that it's a very, potent relationship, very intense. I feel like, because you know that you don't have all the answers and there's a lot of things that are hidden, I think as the month progresses, you're going to get to a point where you're not going to, where you're going to be reflective. I see a lot of reflection in the month of August, really reflecting on life. Okay. Really reflecting on life and self and, where you want to go and where do you, what's the value in all of this? I see you questioning, what's the value in all of this? What am I getting out of this? Okay. What am I getting out of this? But I do see that there's going to be a coming together. Okay. So there will be some type of being able to get over this hump if you're having some type of issue in your relationship, things not being clear. I feel like you'll get to a point where you do have some understanding, you do have some clarity, but again, it's your family, so it's not enough for you to up and leave. I don't see anything indicating that you guys are leaving this month in August, and I feel like for a time there's going to be, like, you guys are going to be on a good page. Things are going to be good for at least the next 2 months between you and your mate. Because I feel like you're going to give up on needing confirmation or needing explanation. Like you're going to get everything it is that you need. And then I feel like with the eclipse, there may be some information that really is very clear. But then I feel that you're still not at the point of pulling the trigger. You're still not at the point of taking action, although you're aware of everything, and it's definitely, pulling the balance or the scales rather on one side versus the other, depending on how much information and what part of the scale it goes on. So one is being definitely more significant than the other, good versus bad as far as the things that you're finding out. But I don't see that you're going to make a decision either way. And if it's insignificant, then I feel like you're going to make the decision to move forward. Okay, even wanting to start anew. So some of you may say, hey, you know what, whatever, we're going to get through this, and we're going to start anew. And you guys will definitely be on a good page for quite some time. But I feel like through this newfound information, you're going to, I feel, internally, you're going to gain a sense of authority for yourself. I feel like every time you're going through something in this relationship, the person may not realize that you are getting more and more confirmation and more decided upon the steps that you need to take. But I feel that these things are happening to give you that unabashed strength and clarity that there won't be any more coming back. Okay, for some of you, and you're going to be pretty happy. I feel like your September is going to be looking really good. You're going to be sitting pretty with something. So again, career is going to be looking good for you guys, and I feel like by August, I'm sorry, I feel like some changes, things are happening to really start to change the tide. But I feel like it will be 2 months. Okay, for some of you, it'll be 2 weeks, but for 2 months. So I feel like by October, a lot of this energy would have sifted through for Cancers, and you guys will be on the other side. Okay, of the coin. So I'm interested in seeing what the cards will look like when October gets here. So that is what I have for you guys for the month of August. I hope this resonates with you. If you like this video, click that like button. And it really is great to click the like button, guys, because the more people that click the like button, it just basically gets you out there more, you know. And I would like to have other people be exposed to my messages, because I do see that a lot of people seem to resonate with it. So yeah, click the like button if it relates to you, you like what you hear, and you don't mind sharing it, because I do understand that some people just totally forget. I get all of that. So comment below if you would like as well. If this resonates with you, comment below. And for those of you that have yet to subscribe, because I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, guys.